Hey, you God Girls crew. Okay, today we're going to talk about foot care, and I'm really excited about this. What I do is most of us are taking showers now. We're not taking baths. Back in the day when we were taking baths a lot, it was a given. You would just maintain your feet, and it was beneficial because a lot of times as you sat in the tub, the dead skin on your feet would soften up, and it was just really easy to maintain your feet. But nowadays we're all taking showers, and so I'm about to show you how you can maintain your feet daily and weekly, and you won't have a problem with rough feet again in your life. So the first thing I want you to do is to consider these gloves. They're pretty rough. So every day when I take a shower, I use those gloves on my body, maybe three times a week. I don't want to aggravate my skin, so I use them about 3 times a week. But I use them on my feet daily. So I find that once I, lather those gloves up and use them on my feet, many times a lot of dead skin just will not build up. All right, but once a week, I take the time to really focus on my feet. And what I do is I sit on the side of the tub facing the faucet, and I put a washcloth there, and I sit on the washcloth, and that's being safe so that I won't slide, because your body is slippery and it's wet. So you always want to be safe. Put a washcloth on the side of the tub, sit there, face the faucet, lather your feet up, and I use black soap. I use the black soap on my feet as well as my body, just all over, because it's very cleansing. And you will find that when you use black soap, you don't really have soap residue. Now, some people shampoo their hair with the black soap. I tried that. I did not like it, so I don't recommend that. But once I lather my feet up, then I use this foot file. This file has two sides, a coarse side and a fine side. The coarse side of the file, I use it to gently exfoliate the surface of my feet. I make sure I get every area, in between the toes, on top of the toes, everywhere. So I use this foot file everywhere besides the top of my foot. Now, once you're sure, you can feel as you're using the file on your feet, you can feel when they're smooth. Now, once they're smooth, then you can take the fine side and use that a little bit, and it just makes your feet even more smoother. Okay, so that's what you do with the file. Now, while your foot still has lather on it, you take a utensil or some similar to this, and you can see that this has a pointy end. So I take the pointy end and I go around the cuticle of my toenail, and I just loosen all of that dead cuticle up, and then I rinse my feet once and for all, my toenail area as well as every other portion of my feet, and I just get all the suds off. Okay, so basically that's how I take care of my feet, and I never have rough feet. Daily, again, I use the gloves. Then once a week I use the foot file, making sure that my feet are full of lather. I use a foot file both sides, and while my foot is still full of suds, then I go around the cuticle of my toenail with this. And that's it, guys. Basically that's my foot routine. When I get out of the shower, I dry off, I sit on the commode, I take the lid and put it down, and I sit on top of that, and then I clip my toenails. If my toenails needed to be clipped, then I clip my toenails with a toenail clipper. I make certain that when I'm done with using the metal materials here, that I sanitize them. I have a little glass cup, I put a little alcohol in it, and I sanitize my metal utensils here. Now, once my feet are nice and dry, then I use my whipped shea butter cream. So I did this from scratch. At some point, I'll probably do a video for you guys. And basically, I combined coconut oil and white shea butter. And I used a kitchen mixer, and I just kept mixing it until it was whipped really well. Um, so that's another. Okay, guy, girls crew, this is the fun part. I'm gonna show you how I do my toenails, and it's really a great process. The reason I'm sharing it with you is because it takes no time. Y'all know how long it takes for nail polish to dry. Well, I have an alternate procedure that I'm sure you will really love. But what led me to doing my nails at home in the first place? You know, I used to go to the nail salons just like everybody else. Well, what happened was I started getting a lot of toenail fungus. I had it once. I used some natural remedy to cure it. It takes a long time. It takes a lot of discipline, and I got rid of it. I'm like, yippee, I'm done with it. And then I went to a nail salon and I got it again. First of all, I had a hard time tracking where it was coming from because I go to the gym a lot. But I use flip-flops and everything. Well, long story short, after a lot of time, I realized that I was getting it from the nail salon. So that's why I do my nails at home. And I have a great quick routine. The reason I came upon this routine was my girlfriend was visiting one summer, and we were getting ready for church or something like that, and I saw her painting her toenails, and she was done. We were walking out the door in like 5 minutes, and she was done with her nails. And I was like, oh my goodness, what did you do? She said, girl, I got this 5-minute toenail polish. And I said, cool, I really like it. So I started getting it. And here it is. It's by Sally Hansen, and it's called Insta Dry. And they also have the Sally Hansen Insta Dry top coat. Now I use this top coat as a base coat as well. So basically what I do, I use the base coat, I do 2 coats of the color, and then I use this coat again on top. And it takes no time to dry, no time at all. And because it takes no time to dry, I don't do this, but for you divas and you want to change your color like 3 or 4 times a week, you can do that with trouble-free, because this is a quick and easy method. All right, so I'm about to show you basically what I do. Now, what I will say is I've never timed this. I know it's quick, but today, for you guys, I'm gonna time it, and I'll be able to give you the exact time that it took for this to dry. Here we go. As you know, you need to shake the polish really well because it has settled, because it has been sitting. So make sure you shake your polish and your base coat really well. That's the base coat. Now I'm going to do 2 top coats, 2 thin top coats. And I really like this brush, y'all. They have an awesome brush with this polish. It makes applying the polish really easy. Sometimes if there's too much color or paint on the brush, I'll take the excess and use it on the next nail. That way I won't have a buildup of color. That's coat 1. And that's the second coat. Now what I'm going to do is just go around and do the edges. I'm going to clean up the edges. And I do that like so. Okay, now I'm going to apply my top coat. The good thing about painting your toenails, the brush already has a lot of product on it, so you don't have to keep dipping. So that's it, guys. I think that my toes look pretty nice. Now it's time for the timing process. I'll be back to let you know how long it took for my toes to dry. My toenails to dry. Okay, there you have it, Guy Girls Crew. That's the finished look. Okay, Guy Girls Crew, are you ready for the verdict? So it took about 5 minutes for my nails to dry. So the color, the polish, the manufacturer, they lived up to their claim. Their claim was it dries instantly, and it does. Mind you, remember I put 4 coats on, a base coat, a thin base coat, 2 thin color coats, and a thin top coat. And it took about 5 minutes. But what I recommend you do at home is to give it about 10 minutes. Give the whole process 10 minutes. The application process of the color and the drying process, you're done in 10 minutes. You can't beat that. To have beautiful nails or beautiful toenails done in 10 minutes, hey, we've come a long way, ladies. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was informative. And just to recap on what we learned today, you learned how to care for your feet daily in the shower by using your exfoliating gloves. You learn to sit on the side of the tub facing the faucet to really focus on your feet at least once a week. Make sure you put a washcloth down on the side of that tub and you're sitting on that to stay safe. And you learn how to care for your feet weekly with your foot file, your exfoliating gloves, and your nail clipper, your metal nail file type of device for your cuticles. You're clearing your cuticles, toenail cuticles every week as well. And lastly, you're putting your shea butter, your whipped shea butter on. And I whipped mine using white shea butter and coconut oil. And the reason I emphasize white shea butter is I not only use that for my feet, of course I use it for my body. And as you can see, I have gray hair, and I have to be mindful not to use anything with color in it because this white hair will grab any other color. So if I use product that has a yellow tint in it, it's gonna yellow out my white hair. So that's why I kept emphasizing white shea butter. Well, that's it for now, guys. I hope to see you soon, and enjoy the rest of your day. I'm just saying.